Hey there, Trekkers and Trekkies. So, we're back on. It's been a long time, I think, since we looked at any of the 9-inch Playmates figures, which I've got two today. We're looking at a couple of the bad guys. These both came out in 1998. The boxes are radically different because one's from the series, one's from the movie, which was Star Trek Insurrection, which came out in 1998. One of these, it has been opened before. I got this off of eBay. The other one has not ever been opened, and so we're going to be the first ones to get in there. So let's just jump right into it. And we're going to start with 1998. The movie Star Trek Insurrection came out. The villain, whose name... Oh, there it is at the top of the box. Ahdar Ru'afo, played by Academy Award-winning actor F. Murray Abraham. A lot of people don't like that movie or his villain particularly. Actually, before I open this, I'll show off the box. There's the side. It's got the name of the movie. But, you know, I like a lot of the aspects of the movie. You see we've got gear written on the side, but it's also shown off on the back. We've got the spiel about the movie up here. We got the information about the character here. Got the other figures, which was just what's kind of fun about this one is that this is the first time that we get clean-shaven Riker and most of the crew in civilian outfits, which I've got a couple of. I need to get more. I want to get the rest of them at some point. I want to get everybody in the first contact style uniforms. But let's see, as far as the gear he comes with, he's got a sonar rifle, a sonar phaser, and a sonar attack drone, and then he's got a base that he can stand on. So, let's get him out. We're just going to kind of pull this all out. They left the seat belts in there for me. That was nice of them. So there's the base. That's actually pretty nice. And that is the drone, which this is kind of... I'm just now thinking about this as I pick it up. It comes with the drone, which is pretty cool. This is something from the movie. It flies along and shoots out the little transporter beacons. But you've got no way to really display this. You just have to kind of like maybe set it there on the side. And that's like, it should have come with a little clear plastic thing where it could stand up. Anyways, we'll look at the phaser rifles here in just a minute. But here is the figure, which I know that my camera is always a little soft, but the sculpt on this guy is terrific. It's got those weird little wrinkles all around his face, has the metal plate up on top, and the cloth clothes. Hopefully I cut that out. I like the clothes for the most part, except for the gloves. Instead of painting his hands black, which they've done on other figures had gloves, other of the 9-inch figures, and they just paint the hand whatever the glove color was. Or in the case of Aliens, we're going to like the one we're going to get to in a minute, his hands are gray. But in this case, they just took and made a solid black sock and attached it to the sleeve of his shirt. And I mean, look, you can actually take... Oh, and look, his skin color is the same sort of washed out gray color as the rest of his... And see, I just realized, I bet that with these dumb socks on his hands, he can't hold the rifle gun. Let's see if I can get this. Well, yeah, I managed to, just barely. So, yeah, technically he can hold it, but it looks so dumb. I may, I may actually take those off and paint his hands black because that looks so dumb. Anyways, the rest of the outfit's terrific. I love the vest. It looks so good. I want one like that. Although I don't, I'm like him. I want the gold fabric. I don't want, in the actual movie, these gold lines here were actual like metal pieces. That looks really frustrating to wear, and I can pass on that. But yeah, got the boots attached. So yeah, that's him. He's got the phaser pistol, and see their rifle was actually pretty cool. Like it had this thing that attached to the back of the arm. Let's see if I can get. So you actually had to kind of put it through like that, and yeah, like that. Sort of made it a whole gear piece, which is pretty cool. And these weapons were a little bit different for the time period, which is all good. Okay, so let's move on, and now we're going to open up for the first time Senor Gull Dukat, everyone's favorite Cardassian. As he's from Deep Space Nine, obviously. If you're a fan of Deep Space Nine, you know who he is. All of the little accessories are still up there in the plastic piece. Got the list of what the accessories are on the side and on this side and in pictures on the back. And you see we've got the pistol. We've got, which isn't correct. It labels this as a Cardassian control unit and labels this as a Cardassian pad. And they should actually be reversed. And then we've got the phaser rifle and the base. And you can also get the Jem'Hadar and Captain Kirk in his casual uniform. I do have both of those, and we will get to them eventually. So, let's see if I can get him out. It's funny, I didn't intend to pick two people with gray skin today. And we got some of the... Boy, we got a lot of stuff going on back here. Sorry, dog. Y'all have been on my channel before. Y'all know that loud clicking noises upset my dog, and I didn't think about it when I opened up. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second while I get these undone. Okay, got him out. Let me get... Well, I might have to pause again, because yeah, let's pause again, because getting this out is apparently going to be complicated. Okay, I had a bunch of these figures back in the day when they came out, and if I had a memory of it being that hard to get the accessories out, I blocked it. Because holy crap, that was ridiculous. Okay, we'll get to the accessories in a minute. Real quick, actually, just to show you, here with the base, we got some of the old school Oh, I didn't realize that came in black and silver. That's actually kind of nice looking. We got some of the old school Shopaganda stuff. I wonder if we got a scratch off this time. Oh, no, I think it's just stuff about the figures and the toys that were coming out that year. Which, you know, it's funny. I've actually got almost everything on there now. Not quite, but almost. Okay. So here is the figure, which hadn't had a whole lot of a chance to really look at. Obviously, first time ever out of the package. Head sculpts, fantastic. Now, the one kind of downside is you don't get the Cardassian neck frill thing as well as you do on the smaller figures because of the way that this is made. And it's also because of the fact that they used a generic body for pretty much every one of these figures. In fact, I don't know that they used a different body for any of them. They probably were, every one of them was probably identical. They just had them a different color. And I mean, it's even got the same. He's wearing the exact same boots as the Captain Picard and the Captain Kirk figure. So, but the detailing on the costume, you got that little ribbing on the pants, got it on the shirt. Love this sparkly shirt thing going on. And then they made a plastic piece up here, and it does unclip. Let me. It's got 4 little holes and pegs to make it come together, which is actually pretty show accurate. This thing, it was actually made more of like a combination of rubber with a few fabric pieces. Which is one thing if you're ever watching, especially on Deep Space Nine, occasionally they'd have some actors who were built a little differently, and they would put on that rubber chest piece, and you could tell that it didn't work with a different body shape. Like, you have to have a flat stomach to be able to wear this thing, and anybody with even just a little bit of a gut, it would cause the whole thing to push up. I feel bad for them. But here we go. Here's the accessories. We've got the phaser pistol, the phaser rifle, which this is actually one of my favorite phaser rifles on all of Star Trek. It's just really cool looking. We've got the little control device, sort of like a pad. And then this is the pad. This is like a, what do they call it? It's control unit. And of course, obviously, he's not wearing gloves. So getting him to hold these accessories. Now, the one thing is, he's not going to be able to hold the way that the arms are built on these guys. I don't know that he's going to be able to hold the rifle. Well, he's not going to be able to hold the rifle at all. Anyways, here we go. Because I don't know if I can get the hands. Yeah, see, you kind of do this. Yeah, that doesn't. Stick them up. Anyways. Yeah. Let's see. Let's put the pad in that hand. And the phaser. Boy, he doesn't want to. Those phaser grips, he doesn't want to hold on to them too well. But anyways, he holds the other stuff good, which is fine. But yeah. We're going to be looking at a lot more of these coming up because I've gotten a whole bunch of them. I do have some more of the 5-inch figures that we will get to. soon. Um, about out of ships at this point, but that's okay. You know, we'll find something to look at. Got a whole lot more 3D printed stuff to show you. I'm working on a special project that is going to be quite large. Not not doing anything life size. Screw that. I see some of these YouTube channels that they build, like the guy who did the light was working on building the life size Jabba the Hutt action figure, where it was like, almost 6 foot tall and like 12 feet long. That thing was, I was like, man, you're crazy. That's too much. That's a lot of 3D printing too. I wonder. Well, of course, there is. We do sometimes do Star Trek props. And I've got plans to do a few of those, like some tricorders and pads and such. But you know, I'm trying to think. Is there anything that in Star Trek that I would want life size that could be 3D that would be interesting to 3D print? Because obviously, like a lot of people do the captain's chair. Now, obviously, you wouldn't want to 3D print a captain's chair because number one, that would be uncomfortable. Number two, don't know that it would hold my weight if it was 3D printed. Just being honest. I don't know if it would hold the weight of, a kid. Because 3D print stuff, it's still just plastic. Um, some little 80-pound kid sits on it. It's okay. It's okay. I got super glue. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed looking at these. We're gonna look at some more soon. We're gonna go get that Jim Ahdar. That's a pretty cool one. I haven't gotten that one out of the box yet. So, anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I will see you next time. Go out and make something. If you enjoy my videos and want to see more, please like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell icon. If you want to support me, you can find me on Patreon or go over to Zazzle for prints of my artwork, t-shirts, and other cool stuff. If you're still here, why? Do you want to jam out?